agency. Come on in. We are talking all things going live. I appreciate you all being here. Welcome to the room. Let me know if you have any questions. We are talking about how to go live with confidence and ease. If you have any questions about the live streaming process, feel free to come in and ask me questions. Let me fix my lipstick. Let's do a quick sound check. Welcome. It is working. So I appreciate you all being here. All right, friends. Um, we don't see if TikTok is going to cooperate today. Towards the end of that live, I had a little bit of a snafu when it came to trying to battle, and I wore my Gen X shirt. So you guys, I can't mirror my screen here, but it says Gen X. So a girl is a little older. Don't let the smooth look fool you. A little older, and TikTok gave me an age restriction. I'm like, what the what, people? So we're hopefully it is going to work properly today. We don't have any issues. If I do, I have a plan B. We will go live on the agency page. So I have a plan B in works. So we'll go from that side of the house and stream and talk to the people. So that's the goal. But if it doesn't work, we won't fret. We'll be okay. All right. So we will be fine. We're just gonna get through this. This too shall pass. So we will get through it. But it was a little bit of a bummer. I'm like, I see you, TikTok. I see you very clearly. So we will get through this as well. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I appreciate you guys supporting the live stream. Let me know if there's any questions. We're going to get going in just a few minutes. This is my 10 o'clock live where I talk all things going live. I come here first so I can connect with all of you, and then we will go live on TikTok. And so I co stream, I go live every day, 2 times a day at 10 o'clock and 4 p.m. Eastern, showing up to show you how to go live with confidence and ease, how to continue to grow your community, how to build your brand, and ultimately how to make sure you're staying consistent. All right. So that is the whole point of all of this. So I appreciate you all being here. Let me know if there are any questions. Let me know if there are any questions. Let me check something real quick. Let me know if there are any questions about TikTok Live. So thank you all for joining. So we're going to end up talking about the whole age restriction. We'll talk about the violations. I didn't get a chance to go over that as much in the 4 o'clock. I did talk about them in my 10 o'clock. So I did not have as much time to discuss it in my four. So I know that's going to be a big piece of what we talk about, what we do here. We'll talk about the community guidelines, the changes that have come about. We always start off with engagement, so we'll start there. And then ideally, everything goes smoothly. We can go live. There's no glitches, no issues with it. And all is well in these TikTok streets. So let me know if there's any questions, though. I always want to make sure I'm answering questions for the people. And so, like I said, I'm wearing my Gen X shirt, so we know a girl is a little older. Well, I won't say the age quite yet. I'm gonna be celebrating this year, but not saying it yet. But just know I am a Gen Xer. All right. So I appreciate you all. Let me know if there's any questions. I am a YouTube partner, so you guys see the shopping cart. You see the products there. I also have memberships and the gifting, and I'm going to be working on the ads as well. So a lot more to come with my YouTube channel. We get it optimized. So no, stay focused, stay ready. We're going to do some big things here too. So let me know if there's any questions. We're probably going to move this board piece of it. So I appreciate you all being here. And we are going to go live on TikTok. Welcome to the room. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. You can see down there, you can give me a thumbs up to like the live. Also, click the subscriber button and the bell to get notifications of when I go live and post content. Again, I'm Dr. Lisa. I talk all things live streaming. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop questions in the chat. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from, and let me know if you go live. Okay. So let me know if you go live as well. So I appreciate you all coming through. I appreciate the support. I say that all the time, and I truly do mean it. And if you have questions, feel free to ask as well. So let me get my screen going. Feel free to ask questions as well. All right, friends, we're going to do our TikTok live thing. TikTok Live, TikTok Live. We are talking all things going live. TikTok Live. Let me know if you have questions about how to go live. We are talking all things going live. So feel free to come in, ask questions. Hey, Lisa. How are you, Lisa? How's everything going, friend? I need to stop by and see the stained glass. Hey, Miss Vicky. I got my Gen X shirt on. I am in protest right now. How are you doing, friend? Welcome to the room. I am like TikTok. Look here. Don't let the smooth skin fool you. So this is my declaration. I am a Gen Xer. All right, TikTok. So I'll talk about that, you guys. I did. I got I'm gonna say a restriction. You said, wow, I just got upgraded to Service Plus. Can you explain? I can explain Service Plus. Give me about 5 or 10 minutes and I'll circle back to Service Plus for you, Lisa. So I typically say let's come in, let's do the warm up to let TikTok know we're here and we want to get our 10K in 10 minutes. So I try to do that in the beginning of the live stream so we can get going. PMP, how are you? Hello, Miss Darlene. I saw you come in as well. Hello, friends. Thank you all for joining me. TikTok tried me yesterday. I got tried. I did get tested. I got tested. I don't know if it was hazing. I don't know what it was. I got tested though. And so I'm standing in protest and solidarity with my Gen Xers of the world. And so I have my shirt on. I may flip the screen in a second so y'all could clearly see it, TikTok and all, that I am not underage. All right. I am a grown woman. All right, TikTok. So TikTok needs to know that I am not underage going live, and so I should not get an age restriction. So I am telling TikTok in all earnest that hey, get it right, TikTok. I don't know what's going on with you right now, but it was not nice yesterday. Thank you all, everyone coming in. I appreciate it. We're doing our tap it exercise. My shirt says old school. The shirt say old school. uh, I know. I said, what did I do? Did I press something? No, it wasn't you. It was TikTok. It was TikTok being extra. No, I got slapped with an age restriction yesterday. Now, I honestly do believe it was because of the people I randomly. I didn't pick them. TikTok picked them. I just clicked the, where it says quick invites. So if anything, they should have been screening those people. I'm like, what in the world? You got one. How old did they say you were? I was 13. It said 13. It says something like 13 years and older. Can't be on the live stream. Some little message about age, and I had to verify my ID and then do the little silent looks and stuff. I was like, TikTok, this is a grown woman's face. Come on now. This ain't no baby face. And so I was a little annoyed yesterday. I came downstairs, my husband was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, let me tell you what TikTok did. He was like, oh Lord. Why somebody trying to message me now? I'm not accepting any quick. Somebody just tried to co-host with me, some random person. I'm not doing it TikTok. Me, I was like, is that a compliment or are you trying to say something? Exactly. Exactly. He was like, you're okay, get over it. I was like, whatever. It didn't happen to you. He was trying to console. I was like, no, I can't get over it. So that was like 30 minutes of me venting about TikTok. I started off, I said, I don't want to talk about it. And then I was like, well, let me tell you what happened. And so, yes. And honestly, I don't even know. I'm still waiting for a confirmation. Thank you so much, Miss Vicky. Appreciate you. I'm still waiting on a confirmation. They still have me under review. Like, how am I under review? TikTok, get it right. Hey, Demetria, how are you, friend? I came in here just venting. Thank you all for being here. Come on in. We're going to talk all things going live. I appreciate you, Miss Vicky. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Come in. Good morning. How are you, friends? Thank you so much. So, what happened though with the restriction? It was a 10-minute restriction, so it ended my live. Thank you, Miss Vicky. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We need that sometimes, just to vent. Hello, friend. How are you? Others coming in, we are tapping the screen. We've been live for officially 4 minutes. We are at 4.4K likes. So we want to make sure we are liking the live. If you don't mind supporting the live by liking it. Hi, I am Imagery. Welcome to the room. Others coming in, thank you so much for being here. If I'm new to you or you're new to the room, feel free to drop in the chat hello and let me know you're new so we can say hello back to you. I'll recap what happened yesterday. So hey Soda said Miss Darlene Soda, they've had this happen before. So at the end of my live, my 4 o'clock live yesterday, we were talking about battling. Miss Vicky, she's doing a battle for Sunday and she was doing power up. So I was talking about it with the room. There was a few other questions asked about it. And so I said, do you guys want me to do a quick battle? And everyone, there was all yeses. So I went to the co-host area and I looked on the screen first. There was nobody who was really battling that I could invite for a battle. There was a couple people doing voice chats and a couple people teaching. So I was like, okay, I won't interrupt. So with that, I didn't have anyone to select from the agency. So I did a quick scan on our screen, but I didn't have anyone that I could really tap into at the same time. So I did what's called a quick invite. When you're on the co-host, you can quickly invite someone. I believe it was the first person was the problem because the second person, I couldn't hear them. And so TikTok probably had already muted my sound because you guys heard the person. I couldn't hear the person at all. So I was probably already in trouble. So maybe that's what was happening. The trouble had already started with the first one. The first person clearly looked underage. She looked like she was, if I was to be a betting woman, I would say she was probably like 15 at most. And so she got off. She ended it. I don't know who ended it. I didn't end it. The first one. And so when I got to the second one, trouble. Oh no, yes. So when I got to the second one, I couldn't hear the person. Now she looked like she could have been in her 20s. She looked young too, but she didn't look as young as the first one. And so if and she couldn't hear me. I guess she couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear her, but you guys heard her, and I guess y'all could hear me. Um, and so when I got off, next thing I know, I ended it with her. So the second one, I'm the one who ended it the live. And so when I got off, they ended my live and put a screen up there saying this live um, it said live suspended. I looked on the agency page to see if it popped up there. It never popped up for the agency page. So then when I looked at the timestamp, it said that I was suspended for 10 minutes and I did the age verification. And they said it's under review. And so it said it'll get back to me in 24 hours. And then I checked this morning. I still didn't get a notice. And I went back to the rules and guidelines that's under the Live Center and it still said it's under review. So, but it clearly said my restriction period was 10 minutes. And so I came back this morning. I'm here now. It's working. So, with that being said, TikTok is glitching because I'm wearing my Gen X shirt, y'all. I am of age, but like I said, I do believe it was the first person that was the problem. So be mindful of when you're having minors on the screen, and obviously that wasn't my fault. That's TikTok. That's the platform. They allow that person to be on the app. So that to me, that person should also be getting a restriction too. So weird that yeah, it's very weird. So I'm assuming it's a glitch. I'm assuming there's some other issues going on there. And so it wasn't just on my end. Thank you all who are here. I appreciate you guys. We got that 10K in 10 minutes. I appreciate you guys. You guys, we were doing that. Oh my gosh. It's 8 minutes in. So I appreciate that. A couple things. I will talk about the community guidelines because I think this is important as you guys are streaming and stuff. And I do believe that was a glitch because that shouldn't have happened. Um, so I don't know how I got in trouble because I did the thing appropriately. So the person on the other end was the problem. So I'm not sure what happened there. So I'm assuming that was just TikTok's error. But be mindful. We'll talk about that when it comes to minors. We'll talk about community guidelines. They just had a webinar on Tuesday talking about things you want to be aware of. We're glad you're back. Thank you so much. Thank you friend. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody coming in. I didn't know there was an age limit because I'm a birth doula and serve all mamas, including teens. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. They said very clearly and emphatically you cannot have anyone under 18 on a live stream. No one under 18. So that means if you have kids that maybe teenagers, people who look of age, or whatever the case may be, they cannot be on a live stream. So, yeah. So much to know and remember. Yeah, it gets easier, but that shouldn't have happened to me. It's like I don't look that young. But yeah, so no one under 18. So I think that's the biggest takeaway. And they were pretty emphatic about that. So definitely not. Yeah, you said definitely not. Thank you, I guess. But thank you. Oh, yes, Tab Thursday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, friend. Okay, so let's do this. If you guys don't mind sharing out the live, I'm going to answer Lisa's question. She came in, she wanted to know about Service Plus. She has it, so she's trying to get a better understanding of it. So I'm going to explain it really quickly. It is somewhat intuitive, somewhat, because I actually walked through a client was setting up her Service Plus, and it was interesting trying to explain some of the features and where they were located. And it's not as intuitive as I thought it was. I guess I had to click around a little bit too, and she did as well. So just know that there may be a couple, extra clicks that you have to do. Um, Thank you so much for the hang of lights. I appreciate you guys coming in. We'll get to community guidelines in a second, and then we'll talk about engagement as well. Thank you all who are joining. I appreciate you. And if you don't mind sharing the live, we're going to share. You could add to story, you could repost it. And then you also can do what's called a power share. If you touch my glasses, my nose, that area in the middle of the screen, you can see a list that'll pop up, and you could share that to individuals as well. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You can actually search for people to share it with. You could do this as your live as well. So you could share out your live. And I'm just thinking, I don't think I shared out my live. So let me share it out as well. So yeah, you always want to share out your live and ask your viewers to do it also. And so there we go. We'll probably get the flash goal shortly. So the flash goal is probably going to come in because it usually comes in earlier, especially when we get that 10K in 10 minutes. We've noticed that it comes sooner than later. Flash goal is a TikTok goal, not my goal. We can't change it. It is a random goal that comes up. And I tell people to do it, don't dismiss it because it shows that the room is actively engaging. How do the hosts share out there on live? We have an arrow too. So you guys have your arrow sitting here to share it out. As a live host, ours is just two steps over. So it's right in this space. What space is that for you guys? Is where the roses is. And so for us, we share it that way. Or we could press down. I could press my screen and I get my list and I can share it out as well. Yep. So we have both options. Thank you so much, Missy. I appreciate you. So as a live host, share out your live. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for that, Galaxy. I appreciate you, friend. And so yeah, definitely share out your live so that your viewers know you're here. And then we just got the flash go. So like I said, they've been pretty consistent with sending that flash go earlier in the live stream, especially when we get the 10K early. So it is ice cream cones. If you don't mind sharing an ice cream with me, I appreciate it. It's one per person. We need 24 of them. So again, this is a way to see if your room is actively engaging. So one per person is a penny when you think about it as one coin, but it does help the room and helps it get more visibility. So you get pushed out a little bit more because you're hitting those goals. All right. So thank you all for supporting. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was wondering what was gonna happen when I hit go live today. I was like, oh, TikTok, are you gonna send me a message saying no, ma'am? Not yet, but it was fine. So, like I said, it was just like a 10-minute restriction that was on the screen, but it did end the live. So I think that's always the case when you get the age restriction, it will end the live, as opposed to a traditional restriction. You don't you don't get your live to end. It's just that they're not pushing you out to the For You feed anymore. So that's the difference. Thanks. I'm going to live for the first time today. Are you PMP? What time? Put it in the chat, friend. I missed that. What time? What time are you trying to go live? Thank you all who are coming in. I appreciate it. We are doing the flash goal. Thank you for the populars as well. I see you, friend. Thank you for the stickers. Now we're sharing scoop. Now we're sharing scoops. Yes, we're sharing ice cream. We're sharing that one cone. We're gonna split it. um, So yes, AI says live host shares tips on community guidelines. Ask your questions. That's where we go on TikTok. Yeah, y'all need to do better, TikTok. Um, all right. So thank you all for sharing the flash goal. That goes on for 15 minutes. The sooner the better if you can get it achieved. We have another 14 left to do. So if you don't mind supporting that, I'm sending out my other account. and support that. So I appreciate you all. Thanks. I got to get into the agency and I joined a 7-day challenge. Oh, wow. Look at you. I love it. You said noon, 12 noon Eastern, 12 noon Eastern. Okay, perfect. Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you all. Okay, let me do this while we're doing the cones. I'll try to my best to kind of chime in and mention a few more times. So if you're coming in, we are doing the flash goal. I appreciate you all supporting the flash goal if you can. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Eddie. Thank you so much for others coming in. So Service Plus allows you as a if you have if you have a service that you're promoting, maybe your consultations, your ebook, any of your digital products, any of your mentorship, any services that you offer, you can activate Service Plus. Now they do have to vet you a little bit to determine what type of service you offer. Thank you so much, friend. They do have to vet you, but you can turn it on. So when you think about TikTok, TikTok wants you to use TikTok Shop if you have products, physical products, and they want you to use Service Plus if you have a digital product. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you, everyone who supported my match practice this morning. You're welcome. That was so much fun, too. You and Coach Jesse were hilarious. And I'm not going to touch the buttons today because I'm in this gray area with TikTok. But what should have happened with the Rose Battle on the screen, and that's what I was telling Coach Jesse. Neither one of those were Rose Battles. So either it's glitching, or I think there's a step. Thank you so much, friend, that you have to do to save it. Because even though it popped up there was some other step. I remember doing it with Soda. Soda and I did a Rose Battle earlier in April. I think it was like maybe the first couple of days in April. And so we did it for roses. And I remember I was the one that said it. And I remember thinking, like, oh, I got to press that too. I remember having to press something else. And then it activated it. And so what should have happened under the scores? The roses should have sat there. That's what I was like, this is not rose. And so I sent the light because I was like, oh, it didn't activate the roses. And I sent the light and I got points for it. And so that's what happened. So it wasn't rose only, but there seems like there's a step that's missing. That's why I told Coach Jesse, like, I think there's a step that you guys might have not seen. Anyway, so we'll talk about that later. But congratulations, you had a great power up battle too. Um, okay, so back to Service Plus. Service Plus, hello, Mocha. Hello, Pals. I think I saw some others come in the room. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, friend. Um, Service Plus. Lisa, let me know if you're still in the room when I talk about this because you asked the question. I want to make sure I answer your question. Wow. Yes, I saw the lights. Thank you. You're welcome. TikTok activated it, not me. Should I be concerned? Do I have to transition to Service Plus? TikTok activated it, not you. Let me ask a question. Are you a business account? Let me know if you're business or personal. Which one are you? Do you know? I can't tell from in here. No personal. Okay. So I'm going to say something so that you don't switch it to business if that's not what you're looking to do. So you said TikTok activated it, not you. So when you go, did you click it at some point? Did you ever go to the Service Plus screen and like nose around and was like, oh, let me click this. Let me click join. Um, and then it's like, hey, you got into Service Plus. Um, so I wonder if you did anything like that to at least know I have not said anything, said something. No, I may have said something and I shouldn't have. You said something out loud, like, I want Service Plus. I don't know. Did you press something in your live? You might have pressed the Service Plus symbol before you went live and just clicked around and clicked something else. Anyway, so I'm not sure if there's something that just automatically turns on. It wasn't that case. And I know on my other two accounts, I don't have it activated. And the times I've clicked it, thank you so much, Fran. I appreciate that. The times I've clicked it, it'll have the screen that's like the Service Plus promo and it says join. So with that, if you click join, if I recall my situation for this account, it had like a quick little question just to ask a little bit more about your services you offer. Ask people to DM me if they want me to send them something. Oh, maybe. Did they do it in the live? But Service Plus would have to be activated for you to click. This is Service Plus where you DM people. That's Service Plus. If you guys want to click it, you can click it. You don't have to press anything, but just know what we're talking about. We're talking about this symbol right here. You see the little yellow box with the arrow? That's what we're talking about. You said no after the live. Okay. Maybe in the live by you saying that, they might have said, "Oh, well, let's give her Service Plus since she's asking people to DM her." Again, everything you say is listening to. It can hear you clearly. Yeah. So maybe that's what happened. And then they said, "Okay, well, let's turn on Service Plus and she has people DMing her from the live stream." So that could be it. I wouldn't be surprised. Um so um with Service Plus, you're turning that on so that you can talk about your services. So TikTok wants you to turn on TikTok Shop. If you have a product that you're trying to sell that is your product, maybe it's your jewelry, maybe it's your t-shirts, maybe it's something that you actually make, not that you're a consultant for it, like if you do paparazzi or some other place or some other type of business, but it is your products. You can activate service TikTok Shop as a seller. Service Plus is now for your digital products, your services that you offer. And so Service Plus actually has this feature where you can create a Service Plus bio. So you can stop and go into the service area and turn on, activate a bio that people can see when they click it. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I think we need four more ice cream cones. So people can click that. And then when it comes to your services, what am I trying to say? You can have frequently asked questions. So if you click My Service Plus, you'll see where it has frequently asked questions. So I talk about my one-on-one consultations, and then a couple things if you are looking to get more information about your niche or more information about how to get engagement. So I have a couple different digital products that answer those questions. Okay, so I have some solutions for that. And so with that, Service Plus is now available for you to click and you can communicate directly in the DMs with me. All right. So that's essentially what you have been verbally telling people to do. Go to my DMs, talk to me. Well, now you can say click my Service Plus, and then you can have these frequently asked questions. Like if you get questions all the time, like how do I get your kit? I know we talked about the kit concept. And so how do I get your kit? That could be a question you have there. And then people click that and then they get a quick response from you. And it goes into the DM. And then once you get off the live stream, you can see those messages where people have clicked it and now go in and communicate further with them if you want to. Okay. Do you have to ship it to them first now for sellers? Do you have to ship it to them? What do you mean? Like if you have a product, do you have to ship it to the person who's trying to buy? Yes. You got to have fulfillment set up so that they get their product actually in a very timely manner because TikTok will not pay you if you don't fulfill that purchase. Yeah. Does it cost? Service Plus does not cost you or the seller, or the buyer. However, there is a feature they've activated now called video courses. So if you wanted to create a course, you can create like this course for people to purchase from you. So, argument's sake, I haven't done this yet, but argument's sake, if I wanted to create a course that talked about here are the beginner steps for TikTok Live, and I wanted to kind of walk through those steps, and you have new people coming in all the time, it's like, oh, how do I start my live? How do I do this? I can have a course that they can get that talks through that process. And TikTok takes 50% of it. You have to decide what you price it at, but you could create that. Yeah. And so if you wanted to answer a common question or if you wanted to demonstrate a common part of your process, Lisa, she makes stained glass art. So she does stained glass artwork. And so that's what her live is demonstrating. So people who are coming to her live are interested in that. And so you could create courses for people where you videotape yourself doing it, walking through the steps, and you can put that as a course that people can purchase from you. So with your kids, you could have them get a course as well. So we could talk about that strategy. I love stained glass art. Yes, she's oh my gosh, she's so good at it too. You got to go see her. It's somewhat she was sharing somewhat of a lost art form. People aren't doing it as much, and so she does that as part of her gift and talent here on TikTok. And so Yeah, so it's really good. So thank you all for coming in. I appreciate everybody who came in and all the gifts. If I didn't say hello to you, I appreciate you being here. Thank you all for coming in and supporting the live stream. Lisa, let me know if that makes sense. And then the other feature is here in Service Plus in your live stream. You could pin. You got a 30-second pin card that you can use. And so you could pin this message, your message, whatever you have set up to say what other services you offer. All right. And so people can click that and also get to you in the DMs that way as well. All right. So throughout Service Plus, I mean, with Service Plus, you could potentially pin this a couple of different times throughout the live and just telling people, hey, here's where you can get more information. Click the Service Plus message here or click my other in the corner. And that's how you can get a hold of me if you want my other services. So yes. Thank you all who are coming in. What's the stained glass artist name? Lisa. Lisa, are you going live today? Do me a favor and put your live time, your topic, time, and time zone in the chat. I'll pin you, friend. Okay, you responded. You responded to this person. I'll pin it so other people can see it. There we go. You said flash goal almost over. Thank you. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh, we still got two more to get. Oh, sorry, I can't pin it yet. Two more ice creams. If you have not shared an ice cream cone with me, feel free to share it now. We have a minute and a half left. So if you don't mind sharing the ice cream cone, we need two more people. Thanks, Lisa. You're welcome, friend. Not a problem, fellow Lisa. And so, yes, definitely go by and see her. Thank you all. Did we get it? We achieved that flash code. Thank you all. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, friend. So yes. So Service Plus Pin Card is a good tool. You can do that. Like I said, the video course. Let me just talk about the video course real quick. I know people are like, oh, TikTok gets 50% of it. Oh my gosh, I think that's horrible, blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think it depends on what you're trying to achieve. If you don't have a payment processing system in place already, creating a video course is a great way to get your services out there. It's another monetization option for you, especially if you're just starting off. And it could be kind of a gateway to your other services, your other products. So people get that course, they learn more about what you offer, and then you can decide on in that course what your pricing is and all the things, and then you can decide how you communicate your other services so that they can get more from you and how to get to you. And so I do think it's a good strategy. Service Plus, charge more for the courses, y'all. You could charge less. If you charge less and you just get that point of contact. And then you can again lead them to your other services. Or you could charge more. To your point, you could charge more and say, you know what, TikTok's going to take 50% of it, but this is what I'm going to use. And so that way I don't have to set up a website and all these other things. I'm just going to use this to process my payments. Because ultimately, if you're really thinking about business, you do have some other operational expenses. And so you'll decide what that is and how to make sure you're managing your operational costs. But this could be a way to do it. You're here anyway, and think of it as almost like a marketing expense too. How many followers do you have to do what? Service Plus? Service Plus, I don't think it's based on followers necessarily. Once you start going live, somebody tell me if I'm wrong on that. I don't think there's a follow count. If it is, at most it's 1,000. It's not a lot. But I think it is based on you going live. So you have to have live access and have a service that they approve of. Yeah. Um, the other one, videos, it's under Service Plus. It's a feature that you activate under Service Plus. Yeah. Lisa, you just made me think of something though. Lisa, if you're still here, friend, um, when it comes to the contact lead form is for business accounts. Don't activate that unless you want to switch to business. And so it's almost the way it's done. It's almost a little misleading. They kind of give you a prompt to say, oh, you have to have a business account. Do you want to go, you want to be a business account now? And you just kind of click yes. And then they switch you over to business. So I would say don't do it. You don't need it if that's not what you're looking to get. But that is another feature under Service Plus, and they only make those available for business accounts. Okay. Okay. And then Lisa, what did you say? Good morning, others. Let's see. So does Service Plus turn your personal account to business? I was just answering that question. Yep. So no, it does not. So my account is personal. This account has Service Plus. I just pinned my PIN card. I'll pin it again. And I have Service Plus. I do not have that contact lead form because I'm not a business account. And I don't want to be a business account. So I never activated that. So that's something to keep in mind. The video course doesn't require you to create that. It doesn't require you to be a business account to use it. So you could turn that feature on. Okay. So yeah. Thank you so much, friends. Good morning. Good morning, everybody in the room. I appreciate you all being here. Let me know if you guys had any questions remaining about Service Plus. Let's see. If you do business, can you turn it back to personal if you didn't know? The answer is yes, you can. Somebody was in here yesterday because they just changed the workflow to do that, and I don't know the exact process. I think it's gosh, she came in and she said it, and I when she said it, it did not register. I need to visually see the process. I don't know the answer. You may have to go in. She came back. Who was it that said it? Anybody in the room remember? It was from yesterday. I think it did for me because it asked for my biz number and I never became biz. Okay. Yep. It switched for you. If you did business, can you switch back? You can do it. I just don't know the workflow to do it. I leveled up to see for Selena yesterday, and it all started with coming to your lives, Dr. Lisa. Thank you. You're so welcome. I appreciate you sharing that. Awesome. Because I think I set it up and I didn't know that you didn't have to have a business. Okay. And so your business now, and you want to switch back. um, Go under the business account, under settings and privacy, go under account, and I think she was saying under there is somewhere you can see it to switch back. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure the workflow. Okay, thank you so much for the information. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. Okay. Um, all right, friends. Thank you all for being here. If you guys don't mind sharing the live, we'll see if we get some more friends in the room. I started this live talking about my age restriction yesterday. So I was going to talk about the community guidelines a little bit more. I actually never got to talk about the community guidelines in my 4 o'clock. I mentioned them in my 10, and we had a little bit of a dialogue there. And then the day before it was when we had the webinar. What was that, Wednesday or Thursday? What day is it? Today's Thursday. It was Tuesday's live. And so yesterday's live, I didn't get a chance to talk about it in my 4 o'clock. So I'm going to talk about it again here. Thank you all for sharing out the live. I appreciate it. And just things you need to be aware of. What time are you coming back on? I go live twice a day, 10 o'clock a.m. So I'm in Florida, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern daily. Okay. And so, what happened yesterday is that we were talking about the game. It's a competition on TikTok called battles. Okay, so when you battle, and that's the slang term for it. I mean, the unofficial term. The official term is called a match event. And so we were talking about it, and I was going to demonstrate what it looks like to do one. You said you're in Florida also. Awesome, awesome. I'm in Central Florida, the Orlando area. Awesome. Um, and so we were gonna do a match event, and I did the quick invites because I'd already done a scan to see who was live in the agency, and I didn't find anybody. I didn't see anybody that was actually available to battle or do the match. And so when I did the quick invites, that's at the top. Like I said, I think the first person was a problem because the first person looked obviously under 18. You have to be 18 years or older to live stream. Oh, you're in a Panhandle. Awesome. Panama City Central Time. Okay, nice, nice. And so you have to be 18 years and older. So that is part of the community guidelines. So we're going to walk through this process. And so that person didn't look of age. And so TikTok either dropped her or she quickly dropped me. I'm thinking TikTok dropped her. And then when the next person came through for the quick invites, um, that person, she looked 20-ish. She looked like she could be high teens, early 20s. Um, I couldn't hear her. And she couldn't, I don't think she could hear me. I think TikTok had already started the process to say I was in trouble. And so Again, I think it was glitching. I don't think it was legitimate. I don't think I did anything wrong. I'm clearly not of a minor. I wore my Gen X shirt to prove it. So I am not a minor. But what happened was that person, I ended her, and then the screen ended the live, and it popped up and said the age restriction. And so I had to show my ID. I had to do all the things to prove and verify my age. And so I'm back live. That restriction was a 10-minute timeout, essentially, but it did end the live. So I want you guys to be aware of that. I don't think it was legitimate. I don't think it was something that should have happened to me. But I do think you should be prepared if that does happen to you. I did a live one time and 100 people was on the live and I bombed. I didn't know what I was doing. That was your first time going live, Dreamweaver, too? What do you do as a live stream topic? So that was your first live. You said soft care and soft life inspiration. Welcome, friends, to the room. Yes. Okay. First time going live, and you had that many people on a first time live stream. Interesting. That's actually unusual. I don't know what happened there. You might want to try it live again and see if you get that much of a push, but we'll talk about some things that you want to be aware of. I'll talk about the community guidelines first, and then we'll talk about some general tips as a new person going live. So, welcome to the room, everybody. I appreciate you all being here. All right, so let's do this. So my live, I had to prove my ID. It is still under review. So I didn't even know if I was going to be able to go live today. So it's still under review. I'm here. Hey, Voice Guru. I'm here and it seems to be fine. Like I said, whatever happened was supposedly a 10-minute timeout. But I'm not sure why it happened because, of course, I was of age. I am of age, so I don't know what was happening on the other side. I did not have her on my live as a person I had selected, which makes it weird too. I could see if I was like, "Hey, let me tell my friend to co-host with me." I didn't do that. I don't know the person. It was a random person, so just kind of weird that that happened. So really quickly, let's do this. TikTok with this webinar yesterday, there was two things that came, three things they covered. The first set was community guidelines broadly, things you need to be aware of that will end your live and basically put you in a suspension state where you're suspended for maybe 3, 5, or 7 days or so. So you got to be careful about what you do. So there's 6 things under that community guidelines criteria that they mainly talked about. Then there was also the things that are part of your live that is what they call live monetization guidelines. So the LMGs, okay? So the LMGs is the live monetization guidelines, and essentially they're saying you can get restricted and you can get your live your rewards, the money you earn from your live stream, you can get that deducted. All right. So they take your money away or some of your money away, and they will potentially restrict you from being pushed out to the For You feed. So all that is part of it. And um, so yeah, you want to make sure you do that as well. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate that. Um, so when it comes to the last section was static imagery, low visual quality. So they want to make sure you don't just have just something on the wall. Like say I just had this in my chair and it wasn't any movement. I wasn't on the screen. They are doing format verifications to scan to see if you're in your live stream. So again, they can end the live. You can get a restriction if you don't have movement, if you're not in your live stream. All right. Um, Thank you so much. You're welcome, friends. Thank you all for being here. Um, let's thank you all for the highs. I see you all coming in. Some of the people who are joining the screen says hi to them. Say hi to them. So I appreciate everybody coming in. In the meantime, we're gonna make sure we keep the chat chatting and moving. So make sure you guys are communicating with each other, if nothing else, as well as clicking the arrow in the corner. You can repost, share out the live, as well as add it to your story. All right. Should you pause the live if you need to leave for a second? You should pause your live. You can pause your live up to 6 times throughout a regular live stream time frame. So you have 6 times to pause it. I would encourage you to pause it because you could get that puzzle piece. So if you have to walk away and you get the puzzle piece that comes on the screen, you got to answer that puzzle piece pretty quickly. I think it's within 30 seconds. And if you don't, it'll assume you're not there and your live could get shut down because of that. Lisa, for somebody like you, because you do because you're showing your images, your stained glass images the whole time, I would encourage you to make sure I would encourage you to make sure that you do pause your live if you have to walk away, because that could be perceived as a static image because you just have the stained glass showing and there's, your hands are not there. So maybe you have to walk away and get something. I would say try to be very quick, like under 5 seconds, or pause your live. Yeah. I get puzzle pieces all the time and I'm right there. I get them all the time too. They'll come maybe within an hour or so after me being live. And then I'm like, okay, TikTok, we've been talking, the chat's moving, I'm moving, what's going on? But I do think it's just a random kind of, let me put you on your toes. Make sure you are paying attention. Here's your puzzle piece. And so I think that's what's happening. But then again, it will come randomly. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, Dawn. Thank you, friend. Um, yes, I agree. Yeah, that's and they said these format checks are like 20 seconds that will happen, and they're looking at your room to see what happens, and so it's but again it's random, so you got to be careful about what happens. So it is a random check. Let's see. Um, when it comes to the six things that you want to be mindful of, those six core violations. The ones that they talked about was the first one's hate speech, the next one is harassment and bullying, the third one is nudity and body exposure and sexual activity. The fourth one is regulated goods and commercial activity, commercial products. The other one is the fifth one is the S word, self harm. You know what the word I'm saying, self harm and dangerous activity, as well as minor. The sixth one is minor and youth safety. Okay, and so those are the six that you got to pay attention to and make sure you're not primary six. I should say that differently. Those are the primary six that they talked about. There's a few others that are in here. Misinformation falls under another category in itself. So you got to be careful about that one too. Those are the conspiracy theories and stuff. She needs one more pair of oh, thank you so much. You're sweet. It'll re up, but I appreciate that. It says um, Kibera Live or Spring Live and other ones as well. Let me know. Are you looking at something? Solo chick. Let me see what you're talking about. Are you? I missed a comment, so something must have gotten filtered. Last thing I see before that was the panhandle conversation. Are you looking up here? You might be looking in this area, which is TikTok campaigns. If you're seeing something in a room that's like, what does that mean? You're seeing probably that stuff. Those are the campaigns. So TikTok has different campaigns that happen. So if you swipe through here, you'll see, and you can click them as well. You promote my gifts today. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it. It sounds like TikTok is getting on top of things. Yes, they are. Yes. And rightfully so. Oh, campaigns, that makes sense. Yep. Rightfully so, because there is a lot of shenanigans happening in these TikTok streets. I mean, we see it all the time. So yesterday, what happened to me, obviously I wasn't at fault. I was like, it was a random invite. So TikTok, they should have age restricted any of those people before they got to me. Um, and if they wanted to age restrict me, I don't know why. Again, I said, I don't think I look under 18. Um, have you noticed that your live and engagement numbers are not as high? I have. It has been ticking down. Honestly, some of it I attribute to me, maybe, because again, you got to make sure that you're staying consistent with what you're talking about. And so that's the whole thing. If you veer off too far from a topic that is not necessarily a popular high search topic, community guidelines is probably not the case. And so you'll see that that swing up, and then it'll go back down. And so I started my live talking about TikTok live, and I need to get back to what the core focus of my live, and it is the live stream. It's the live streaming tips. It's all those things. During the week, though, I do notice during the weekdays, I don't see as higher numbers in the weekdays that I see on the weekends. And then I've noticed the difference in my 10 o'clock versus my 4 o'clock. My 10 o'clock doesn't do as well as the 4 o'clock. So that's another thing that I've noticed too. So little patterns like that you'll pay attention to. I'm not easily shocked, but this person came into my life 2 nights with racial rants. Yep. Yeah. So you can tap the words they're saying. You can mute them to remove the words. You could block them to remove them, and then you can also report them. Reporting typically doesn't do anything. I get reports all the time. I give reports all the time, and it will come back that this person wasn't found in violation, which is unfortunate because I think they got it wrong again. So at least I don't know what the right verbiage is to make sure that they actually do follow through on it. But yeah, yes, reported, nothing happened. Yep, yep. Monitors help, moderators help. They absolutely do. They do. Someone mentioned yesterday that battles are being boosted. They are being boosted. They do. And I tell people all the time, don't shy away from battles, um, because they do boost your room. But again, yesterday was a situation where I tried to battle and it didn't work with the age restriction. So, um, you said that incident caused me to not go live for a few days. You know, my first time dealing with a troll in my room, I tell the story. I went to my husband and I said, this person came in my room and said all these mean things. Like what? I was like, I don't even understand. He was like, you know what? The TikTok streets are like the regular streets. He said, you'll be fine. Just go back live again. And so that's what I remember. That's what I think about because I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I can control my room. And that's when I found out how to mute, block, and report people. And I was like, if I'm holding the mic, whether it's the real or actual mic or not, then I should be able to be in control of what happens here. He said, and so just recognize that there are all types of people out in these TikTok streets, just like the regular streets. And at the end of the day, you just have to be prepared to deal with it. Okay. Hey, spiritual, I see you, friend. How do you use sound effects and where are they? Dreamweaver, it's a wand. Right where the gift box is for you guys, there's a wand that I see. And I click that and sound effects are there. Yep. You said, how can you start battling with only a max of 2 people coming in your room? Oh, TikTok will push, there's random people all the time. There's people who are like searching for battles, who go to battles all the time. And so on their For You feed, you might pop up. And that's what I said. TikTok is endorsing battles. So you might pop up on their feed and they come in your battle and they support too. That happens all the time. You'll have random people come into a room when they see someone's battling. Yeah. So I would not necessarily say, oh, I can't battle with just a few people. Yeah. At all times. Yeah. Yeah. So you can do that. I made my husband moderator the other day, laugh aloud. He took his role too seriously. He took it too seriously. I love it. Facts. Yep. So effects were wonky yesterday. Yeah. It's been really the sound bar. My sound bar does not still work. I can't move it. It is not working at all. So it's a whole lot of glitchy things that are happening lately. So I'm sure we'll get another update. I'm sure it'll get fixed, but yeah, it's been glitching lately. Thank you for sharing that. Well, your husband is great advice. That's it. Yeah, don't be discouraged. I mean, that's the thing about it. The people who come in and they're trying to distract you. They're trying to antagonize in a way that hopefully you just don't allow them to get that rise out of you. You don't give them that energy. And you just a lot of times I see messages that come in, I mute them before they even get a word out. Or if I see the word quickly, the other people in the room may or may not have seen it and they're gone. So I try my best to be a little bit more vigilant on those type of comments. How do you keep people off your live? Yeah. So when you touch the words, the screen pops up, and halfway in the middle of the screen, you'll see the option to mute, block, and report. If you touch their photo, there's 3 dots in the top right corner, and you get the same message: mute, block, report, and to make them a moderator if you needed to. So that's also where you can find that. All right. So yeah, don't get discouraged by them. I knew husbands were good for something. He's so funny. I'm willing to have a low view battle buddy if you want. Yeah, for the power ups. Yeah, for the power ups. Miss Dawn. We had, I think, I don't know if Miss Vicky's in here. She was in here earlier. She did some power battles earlier today. And so for the power ups, because she has a battle coming on Sunday. What is the point of doing battles? Great way to get um, like I said, more visibility to your live stream. So if you're looking for people to come to your live stream and engage, TikTok will push some of those battles onto the For You feed. So people will just come across your room and come in and support. So with that visibility, if you're battling with someone you don't know, you get that visibility as well. So you can co-host with someone that you don't know. If you if you also um, and so you co-host with someone you don't know, and their room is exposed to you as well, so that's visibility for you. And then when it comes to just understanding community for your room, like if you're doing it based on a big major event, maybe it's our anniversary or birthday, people do special event battles, so that's a great way to kind of have your room rally behind you and support your special events. And then for monetization, that's the main thing. People, it's a 5 minute um, game that you play. And in that 5 minutes, people tend to send roses, some other gifts, maybe sometimes at a higher rate than they normally would. So you see more monetization. People pick bigger gifts than they normally would as well, because you want your favorite creator to win. So all that's happening. Thank you so much. Hey, Spiritual, thank you for the stickers, friend. I owe you my recap email. I'm going to send that to you today after this meeting. Um, I just want to come in and support and learn more hopefully. Yes. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it. So and you'll find people who come in for battles and say the same language, like, "Oh, I just want to come in and support the battle." Hey, Yvette, how are you? Uh, I've not battled yet. You haven't battled yet? Okay, gotcha. So yeah, you should try it. You should try it. Okay, so we went into battles. Don't know why we got there, but we got there for a second there. I appreciate you all being here. We were talking about live events. The main focus of this topic was we were going to talk about the community guidelines. So, community guidelines, the live monetization guidelines, and then ultimately the static image, low visual quality. So, those are like the three overarching topics that you want to pay attention to when it comes to going live and staying in compliance. So, couple things you want to be mindful of. If you are doing, hey, Coach Jesse, if you're doing banter with your community and you guys are kind of going back and forth and stuff, just make sure it's not hate speech, not something hateful and inappropriate. You're not doing harassment and bullying. You want to be careful about what you say. That's not this crowd. My community is not like that, but there are communities that are like that, and so you want to make sure that you're not saying something that's inappropriate. Too much teasing and quote unquote bullying language, because you see that with some of the younger, immature live hosts, um, can get you a restriction. So you got to be careful about what you say, even if you're teasing. Hey, Coach Jesse, thank you for the populars. Coach Jesse and Miss Vicky, they were laughing and joking and stuff, and having a good time doing the battle that they did earlier. They did a match event for Power Ups for Miss Vicky's event on Sunday. And so because of that, they were joking stuff, and Miss Vicky's like, don't joke too hard, because TikTok gonna hear you. you know. And so it was funny in the moment, but just recognizing that, yeah, it could be just something you said minor, and then all of a sudden TikTok took it too seriously. Okay. So you got to be careful. Thank you for explaining that. Battle's a little confused. I know now. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. It's better to see them in action. So yeah. Hey, friend, how are you? Haven't talked to you in a while. Thank you so much. Hey, Wanda's World, welcome to the room. Been so busy. You said you have a quick question. Let me know what your question is, friend. Let's see. I'm catching up on comments. Thank you so much, friends. Everybody being in the room. When I go live, I still cannot figure out how to share my live out myself to a group of people. Do you know how to do a power share? Press down on your nose glasses. If I press my screen, go ahead and press my screen now. You press my screen. And when you're live, you can press your screen too. You should get a screen that pops up, and you can share out the live that way. Um, and so thank you, Coach Jesse. Appreciate you. So you should be able to get a screen, people you can share it out to that way. So that would be my main way to do it. The arrow also is a way to share it to people. You see that arrow as a live host too. So from the live side, you see the arrow, but the power share is the main way. So when I'm live, I can press my screen and I can repost it, and it goes out to everybody. Reposting, no. Reposting is not a feature you see as a live host. No, repost does not exist for live hosts. Your viewers can repost your live. So think about reposting when it comes to content. You can't repost your own content. You can share it. You can add it to your story, but you can't repost it. Somebody else has that feature. Your viewers, other people can repost. So same concept here. So you don't repost your content or your live stream. You said I never see share. You don't see that share arrow at the bottom bar. Hmm, I don't know why you wouldn't see it. Um, Did I miss the flash code? Yes, we did get the flash code. Working hard in and out. Thank you so much, friend. Yeah, we got the flash code. We achieved it too. I appreciate it. It was ice cream cones. Yeah, so I'm not sure why you don't see it because I could see the share. I see the arrow. It tells me how many shares you guys have sent already. It says 174. So let's see if we can get to 200. Let's get it up to 200, friends. Let's see if we can do that. When I'm live, I can't switch between views for images for viewers to follow along. The image is static. Um, I'm not sure what feature you're referring to. I can't switch between images for viewers to follow along. I don't know what that. I don't know what feature that is. Let me correct myself. um, I see the share arrow, but when I click it, it's individual people that come up. If you do a power share, your groups, people in your, it should be like your inbox when you think about it. So if you have your groups at the top, pinned, stuff like that, your groups are very active. You should be able to share to those groups when you do a power share. Those groups in the arrow here, the circles that you see, you must not have the groups pinned, or maybe you not those groups are not as active as those individuals. I'm not sure what's happening. Not boards, but a background image. Background image on your board is static and not video. I don't think it is video. I think it's always static. I don't think it could. I don't think it can move that way. Don't quote me on that. I think the way you get it to move is if you use Live Studio. You have to use Live Studio to do that. That particular. I think what you're asking. I don't think you can do it on your phone. I think you have to have Live Studio to do it. Um, so let's see. When I go live, where can the lives post, or can I do an immediate upload? When I go live, where are the lives posted? When you go live, where the lives posted? I don't. Um, you share out your live. You do a live event. You can post it to your story. You can add, share that live event out to other people. You can add that live event to your posted content. I don't know what you mean by live posted. So I will message you. Okay. So that's not what I am referring to. Okay. Yeah. Definitely message me. I'm not, it's not computing for me what you're asking. When is the live? When the live is over? It's your live is recorded. Your live is recorded. So it's under your live recordings. Yeah. So your live is recorded for 30 days. It's under your live recordings. Thank you so much for the daily heart, me. Um, yeah. So it's under there. Hey, Mrs. Treetop. Welcome to the room, everybody. Yeah, so when you finish the live, you click, you'll get a congratulations screen. Pay attention to that screen. Kind of, it gives you some analytics about how that live has performed. You also can send messages to your top gifters. And then once you click out of that, it should be the live center. If you scroll down to tools and resources, you'll see that live. On that congratulations screen, I think it's also there as well. Thank you, everybody coming in. I appreciate that. Good morning. Appreciate everybody joining me. Um, Everybody coming into the live. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much. Coach Tracy. Oh, wow. Thank you. I had to go back and see. I was like, what's that? Appreciate that. That was pretty. I want to paint on live. Will I get a violation if the brand of paint is showing during the live? Turn on your content disclosure. You might get a restriction if you don't have that turned on. Say that it's your own brand. I probably would not have the brand of paint. Maybe I put some painter's tape over it so the logo's not showing. So I think that's a way you could do it too, just to be on the safe side. Thank you so much. Hey, Voice Guru. Voice Guru, I so appreciated you yesterday. This is where since we're chatting, friend, she is my voice coach. Did I get the flash code? I did get my flash code. Thank you, Mrs. Treetop. She is my voice coach, voice acting coach. So she has a bi-weekly meeting where she comes on over to Zoom, and we have these different exercises and activities that we do. Such a good time. I'm learning so much, and um, a lot more to learn. A lot more to learn, but I'm enjoying it. So I appreciate you, friend. I just want to give you a shout out. Let me know if when you're going live again. Put that in the chat as well. Let us know when you're going live again. Um, and others in the room, I appreciate you all being here. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna try to get to you. Say, yay! I'm so glad it is helping you. Perfect. Hey, Coach Rhonda. Um, and yeah, put your live schedule, put your topic, time, and time zone so we can see it, and then hopefully people can get to you. Um, Mrs. Treetop, thank you for the populars. Appreciate you. She's a great live host as well. She does for financial mindset, and we were talking about battles. She is somebody that battles all the time. All right. She has a group of people she battles with. She has a little small team of people she connect with and they battle in the evenings. And so she is a great room to go to if you're really interested in learning and seeing it in action. You said given going live at around 8:30 Pacific time. Okay. I'm not sure what that means for maybe it's 11:30. 11:30. I was doing the calculation in my head. Thank you all for being here. This is the voice guru, so you can connect with her if you're interested in voice acting. And then Mrs. Treetop, put your schedule as well. Others in the room, why don't you all put your schedules? We'll do that. Um, I'm at officially 1 hour. I'm gonna stay live. I'll probably try to get this. We'll see how close we get to either 90 minutes to. Well, I will do 90 minutes definitely, but I'm thinking 2 hours. I'm gonna try to stretch it to 2 hours. I did want to talk about the community guidelines because I did get an age restriction yesterday, and it ended my live stream. So that's kind of where this live was going to go. So I can go through the community guidelines with you guys, and you guys can kind of know and ask questions about the things you can and cannot do during your live stream, okay? And so we're going to get through a couple others. We talked about hate speech, we talked about harassment. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. We talked about that. So I want you guys to be aware of how you're saying things, what you're saying in your live stream, so that um, you don't get in trouble. All right. My friend PMP, she is going live for the first time at 12 noon Eastern. So she's going to be going live. She's been supporting, and now we are going to see her live and in action. So she will be discussing 10 reasons people fail the PMP exam application process. Nice. Okay. There we go. um, let me ask this. Have you gone you said you have not gone live yet? Okay. So, and if that is the case, PMP, I would almost say, are you comfortable with the features? I know you've been in lives a few times and you've seen obviously other live hosts, but seen it from a viewer perspective. So if you haven't gone live, I would say maybe the first live, maybe have a couple things you want to discuss, maybe 5 minutes worth of content, but really focus on learning the features, learning where things are located. That is my tip for anybody who has not gone live. If this is your first and you're doing maybe those first 3 lives, those mandatory lives to get all the features, to unlock all the features, then I would encourage you to play around with the live stream. Know where all the different features are located, like the sound effects. I get that. Y'all know I get that question 20 times alive. And so there's a wand. If you are not clicking that wand, that speaks volumes because there's no reason why you shouldn't say, Doc, why you should ask me the question, Doc, where's the sound effects? Where are the effects? How did you pin that board? How did you do that? Because that tells me you haven't been clicking around. All right. So I want you to click around. I want you to know where things are at. Thank you so much. Was that one you made, Mrs. Treetop? That was super cute. Thank you for the roses, Jack. Yes, to your friend. That was the joy being. Thanks so much. I can use a board too the first time, or do I have to wait for access? You know what? That's actually a great question. I feel like you might have to wait. I feel like you might have to wait, but try it because you would set it up before you go live. So if it's there for you to use, then you can use it. You have to see. Yeah. But I do feel like you have to go and wait a little bit. All right. Thank you so much. Age restrictions. Say what? I'm gonna talk about it. Coach Jessie, she's gonna be live at 1 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Central. We're gonna talk about Coach Jessie, Miss Treetop. She's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So she's live today at 2:30 and at 10:30 Eastern. Um, this is my first time going live. That's what PMP said. How do you play music in the background when you're going live? You can use your other platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you have, your computer, YouTube, whatever. So yeah, that's how you would do it. Um, so yes, Mrs. Treetop, I got thank you all. I appreciate it. I got 7 days away. Yes. Hey Coach Chantel. I got an age restriction. They ended my live yesterday. Age restriction. I was like, TikTok, I know, I know. The smooth skin is sometimes skin in here. I know I don't look quite my age, but I am a true Gen Xer. Okay. I am a true Gen Xer. There's no reason. Thank you very much. There's no reason TikTok should have played me that way. Let me make sure Gen X is clear in prominence. There's no way I should have got played like that. But I think what happened, they keep blocking my niece too. Oh, how's your niece? Your niece a Gen Xer too? I was wondering why it dropped. Yes. I got stuck with an age restriction. I was like, wait a minute. Now I think what had happened, and again, no fault of my own. I'm not taking blame for none of that. Yes, do you like your shirt? I do like my shirt. I do. It's comfortable too. I like my shirt. Yes, Coach Rhonda. That's why I'm showing because I got it from your shop. So this is from Coach Rhonda's shop, the Gen Xer edition. So get your Gen X shirt. She's in her 20s, so she has to do her ID check. So if they keep dropping her, she needs to do that age verification. They make you do the little side profile pictures and all this stuff too. So very comfortable it is. And so they make you do all that. So I will say tell her to do that. But honestly, I did it yesterday and my restriction was for 10 minutes. And it still says it's still pending review, so they haven't verified that I'm good, but I'm back here live because it seems like it was only a 10-minute timeout. And it ended the live though. So I think what had happened is that the very person, so at the end of the live yesterday, you guys, we were talking about battling. And so, and because of that, I said, okay, I'll do a quick rose battle. I'll do a quick battle with somebody. We'll see I'll show you guys what it looks like. And so when I went to do the quick invite, now nobody in the agency actually was going live that I was like, oh, I'll try to collab with somebody, co-host with somebody. So it wasn't anyone I could do that wasn't like a voice live or somebody else that was teaching something. So what ended up happening is that I selected the random, and the very first person, she did look under 18. She looked like she could have been 14, 15. She did look young. Um, I think TikTok ended it because it ended really quickly. I don't think she was that quick with her fingers. So it ended quickly. And then I clicked the quick invite again. The next person came up. She couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear her. So I think TikTok had already started to put me in timeout. They were already messing with my sound. So I couldn't hear her. And I was like, oh, and she was like, I can't hear you. And I was like, I can't hear you. And so I went and I ended it with her. And then next thing I know, I said, hey, I couldn't hear her. And then people in the chat was like, oh, we heard her. And I was like, oh, I said, I don't know what happened. And then next thing I know, my live ended and I had the message that I got suspended for age. And so the second girl didn't look like she was under 18. She looked like she could have definitely been 18, 20, anywhere between 18 and 22. She looked youngish, but she didn't look as young as the first one. So with that being said, I think it was because of them. One of them, probably the first one, but they were the problem. And so I got in trouble for them. So I don't understand how I got in trouble, but so it did end it. Yeah. And so I don't know if that was I'm gonna say it was a glitch because I know I don't look under 18. I know I don't feel like I look that young. I feel older than that. But yeah, so that did happen. And so I was going over the community guidelines just so that you guys know minors, and that's the last one that they talked about in the webinar. Minors cannot be in a live stream. You should not have your minor child under 18 on the live. And they said, you could try if you want to, but you're not supposed to. And so people do have them on the screen, but you cannot have them on the screen. They know you follow the rules. I know. They know I follow the rules. I know. So they wrong for that. So hopefully, and when I looked this morning, it still hasn't been approved officially. So I was wondering if I was going to even be able to go live, but I know the timestamp said it was just for that 10-minute period. So I think I'm good. Well, obviously I'm here and I think I'm fine. But with that, just know that don't have vinyls on your screen. Avoid it by all costs. I can go live, but scared. Jackie, we'll talk about it. Do a scare, friend. We talk about that all the time. Going live this morning. I hope it's okay. Okay, you should be fine, Tanya. Um, so yeah. What time are you going live? Are you West Coast? Let me know if you're West Coast too. PMP, do it scared. Thank you so much. PMP, this is gonna be our first time. So we're excited for you, friend. Like I said, play around with the effects. That's what I would do. I don't know if I would expect a big group, but if you do and you've been promoting it and talking about it, hopefully you do get a good turnout. But if not, it's fine. The people who come in, you can start connecting with them and, give yourself some time to warm up the room. Obviously, like I said, play around with some of the features there so you're learning as well. Going live first time, 10 p.m., 10 Pacific time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I think that's a.m. Let me know. I see people go on live and they play music in the background. How do you do that? Alicia, they may have their own music, whether it's Spotify they're using, Apple Music, YouTube Music. It just depends. TikTok does have some music that is in the app that's kind of generic sounding. It's nothing pretty, it's not anything mainstream. You get a little jazzy tune, some other little features you can turn on, but for the most part, people are playing their own music. And maybe their device is close enough so that it's picking up the sound. Yes, thanks so much. I hear your voice. Just press the buttons. There we go. Just press the buttons. You can't break nothing. That's what I tell people. You can't break nothing. Just press them buttons. You'll be fine. Going live at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's it. Hey, Carter. Thank you so much for being here. Um, Hey Diamond, hey Love Petals. I see you guys. I appreciate you all. Happy Tuesday. Thursday, I'm sorry, Thursday. All right, let me get through some more community guidelines real quick. I'm gonna go through a few more and then let me know if you guys have questions as we're kind of going through this. So you got to be careful about what you show on the camera. Okay. They talked a little bit more about the extremes, but I want you guys to be mindful that ultimately, if you're showing a regulated product, meaning that it's a product that's trademarked, that is part of a brand, you got to be careful about showing those type of products. Okay. So I would tell you to make sure um, you avoid drinking on screen, period. Just no drinking. I would say avoid it in the sense of like even water, coffee. I know people are like, I can't have a coffee cup, I can't have my water. I'm gonna say avoid it because they don't know what's in the cup. Now, obviously, the intent is for alcoholic beverages, but don't do it at all because people have gotten in trouble just because they were drinking water. All right, so that's what I would encourage you. I have my water cup here, and I usually lean over here, take a sip of my water, come back. And so that's what you can do. So I would encourage you to get in the habit of doing that. You don't have to do it on camera, but I would say don't do it. I know it feels comfortable, relaxing. You got your cup in your hand, and you're don't get in the habit of doing that. All right. They will restrict your visibility. These type of drinking on camera, especially if they don't know what you're doing, they will end the live. This is my Gen X shirt. I told you this is my protest shirt today. I'm protesting that I got an age restriction. But no, I got this recently from Coach Rhonda's TikTok shop. And so when she talked about it, I was like, I like that shirt. I'm going to get it too. And so I was like, I'm going to get it. But this is my protest. um, you said it looks good. It's super cute too. Wait, you said, wait, what? I got an age restriction? Yeah. yeah, TikTok tried me yesterday. TikTok did try me. I got tried and was tried. Okay, so yeah, and they got me. They ended the live because I tried to battle, and with that match, I think the people were underage. That's the only thing I can think of. And so yeah, so they ended my live and maybe do an age verification. I'm still waiting for the results. So you said I turned 70 this month, do you? And so you will be offended if you get an age verification. Like, wait a minute. How can you show that if it's a random? I know. That's what I said. It's no way it's my fault. Like you randomly paired me with somebody who you thought was underage. So why was she still able to go live? You said I'm 70 now. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So that to me shouldn't have happened. Yeah. Yeah. That's what you tell us we're responsible for what happens during our lives. Yeah. 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 Well, actually, yes, to that extent. I could see if I requested her to come to my live. I mean, they allowed her randomly to be out there in the TikTok streets so she could potentially get paired with somebody for live streaming. But to your point, we are now. If I would have saw her on my friends list and clicked her and said, "Hey, let me have you and me battle together," but that's not what I did. I did a quick invite. So I didn't even know the young lady. So it speaks volumes that she was actually able to still be on the live stream and that they allowed it. So I'm not sure how that's happening though. I'll definitely go back to the listserv and to my point of contact and see if I can get some clarification on that. It's the ironic thing is in my agency listing, I didn't come up as a person that had gotten the live violation on me. So the times when Soda I think got it, Miss Darlene has gotten it, they showed up in my listing. I didn't show up in the listing, so I kind of feel like it was a glitch. It shouldn't have happened, but I didn't show up in the listing, and I'm in the agency, so I should have shown up there, but it didn't pop up that way. So I do believe it was a glitch that it happened. Um, so the other thing I was gonna say, nudity, body exposure, and sexual activity. So that's a big one that people keep getting because of tank tops. And like maybe you have your hair covering, your hair is covering the straps. And so maybe you have on like a tube top or a tank top and you don't see the other part of here. And like that's all skin. TikTok will give you a restriction for that too. So, sorry, a violation for that. And that is typically a 7-day violation. So you got to be careful with that one. So be mindful of your attire. They want to make sure that you are not, too much skin. You want to avoid too much. So you want to have a shawl on or something that covers up and you're not having too much exposed. No beach. I would say try to avoid showing places where people are walking on the beach and stuff that are in swimsuits and their beach attire and stuff. Avoid it. Don't do it. When it comes to minors that are walking around on playgrounds and beaches and stuff, try to avoid that as well. Don't have them on your live stream at all. One of our people, I was saying this the other day, he does show the beach scene. He is in Maui and he's showing the beach all the time. And I was like, make sure you don't show the people in their beach clothes. So try to turn your camera a different direction. Yeah. I love that the clothing rule. Yes. Yeah, it is a rule. The one thing they did say, and they kind of, and I would say, think of it this way: a lot of these rules are here to govern everybody. Certain people get in trouble, some people don't. You know, and they said, just like we have like the rules of the road, and you have people who are constantly speeding and they don't get caught, and maybe every now and then you might speed too, but you don't get caught. That's what's happening here. So they're not catching everybody. They're catching the ones that, the people who get caught speeding. They're catching them. So that's what's happening. So you may or may not get caught with it, but I want you guys to be on the safe side and just be aware of the rules. New here, just got notification I could go live. I had no idea where to start. All right, becoming her. Stay with me a little longer. I do need to like recap for my beginners because there's a few people starting their journey. I got a comment removed and it was TikTok own emoji, a dancing bear. Oh, really? Okay. I didn't. Was it in my chat? I didn't see the dancing bear. Oh, that's funny. But yes, so just know, watch your attire, pay attention to that. Watch your speeding. Like if you're out here doing something, just know you could get caught speeding. The one time you're thinking like, oh, I see other people doing this. I think it's okay. It's not. It's not. It's not in compliance with the rules, the community guidelines, and if it's not in compliance, you can get caught. All right. When TikTok was a Chinese company, were they this strict or is this something new? It's not new. This stuff is not new. I will say though, hey Mocha, I will say it is definitely an uptick on them regulating this. So again, they got more cops on the road right now. So catching folks speeding. So I do believe all this stuff was part of the community guidelines. They've just now started enforcing it more. So we're seeing more of an uptick. Like I said, from the agency side, I've seen multiple violations that have come in the month of March and April. It really started in the month of March. That's when we've seen this shift. But it is more prevalent, but they were already there. If TikTok is restricting children, then why do you allow children on the app? Oh, well, they restrict you for live streaming. So people can, I think you can post content as of 13. So the content side, I think it's okay. You can engage on the content side. But when it comes to the live streams, no. And again, it's the safeguards. You have people who are exploiting kids. You have all types of stuff that's happening. I tell you, again, TikTok streets are like the regular streets. So there's a lot of shadiness that's happening. And so I think they just made a business decision to say, no, no kids under 18. Yeah. Oh, they're starting to get sued more. Interesting. That could be part of it. Some of those lawsuits in the media for the other platforms, that could be part of it. Yeah, after 13 is fine. You can create your new account easy. It's super great, easy to do. Interesting, interesting. So yeah, I could see that just the regulation that's happening around minors on social media. They're just being a little bit more vigilant about it. Yeah, I'm getting co-host requests more so than I've ever did in the live. TikTok, they trying to get me again, y'all. I think I'm really trying to get slapped with another age restriction. I'm side eyeing TikTok. My daughter did that when she was younger. New Gmail account is like 12. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, so but like I said, the media had, the other platforms, FB and IG, FB, IG, and YT. They were all in the media. They had just lost that major lawsuit that happened. What was that, the month of March? And so I think that really is it. They're trying to regulate this a little bit more so that people don't exploit minors and stuff, and just making sure that they're putting in some guardrails. Thank you so much for coming here. I appreciate that daily heart me. Let me know if there's other questions about these guidelines. So making sure you are not drinking, smoking, or driving. I didn't finish that thought. That was part of the regulated goods. And then making sure that, they've had issues with the super fans. Okay. Let me explain what I mean by that. I got to be careful about what I say. So stay with me. Super fans switch super for only. Y'all got what I just threw out. Okay. So because of that platform, that other spot, they're having issues with people trying to promote that over here and do some of that over here. And that's not acceptable either. So you got to be careful about that type of behavior too. So they're trying to regulate that. All right. So maybe the ability to use AI now is allowing them to check a lot more things. That could be it. Yeah, yeah, that's true. The AI is scanning and checking things. That's true. They have what's like I said. There's a format verification they implemented in April. Yeah, you said my daughter, but it's created her online every time. I'm super aware. Okay, I didn't say the H word because I'm cognizant of TikTok tracking that word too. Good morning. How you doing, Miss K Latte? Thank you, Jackie. Say again. You said say it again. I said super fans is a feature here on TikTok. So I said super fans, but I said switch the word super for the word only. Okay, there's a different that's a different platform. So just making sure that you guys are not they've had some issues with that platform, and just recognizing that people are bringing that type of behavior here on TikTok. So they want to make sure you guys are not getting in trouble with promoting that type of stuff. Yeah, not us in the room, the others. I mean us, like not all of us. um, and so make sure you're not talking about self harm. That's why I didn't say the word here. The word opposite, so when you think about the word hate is one of those words that TikTok is very sensitive about. And so you got to be careful about how often you say it and use it, and even the context of how you use it. Because you might say that you dislike something, you ate something, you dislike it, and TikTok's like, well, wait a minute, you're saying that you're not liking a certain group or thing or person, and so you got to be careful. So I would say avoid the word if you can when it comes to self harm and self harm for yourself, or if you're harming other people, you got to be careful with that too, because again, you can't have that type of conversations here on TikTok. So be mindful when you saying the word unalive, use the word unalive when you're saying stuff too. Don't try to use the other words. All right. So I say that because I know some of my people in the agency, people who are trying to talk about sensitive topics, very traumatic situations. Be careful about the word choice. All right. You cannot say everything, and the AI is picking up what you're saying, and they will give you a restriction. And you'll say, well, I only said this in the context of this situation. And TikTok's like, that's not still acceptable language, even though you were talking about something very, very personal and private. So you got to be careful with that. All right. We what we said is that you if you don't use TikTok to talk it all out, go to your therapist, because if you use it here, you could say something that will trigger the algorithm. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Kaylatte. Appreciate you, friend. So I just want to say that those are the 6 things that will get your life shut down. All right. So, and then, like I said, minors you cannot have on the platform at all. Under 18, you cannot have them. He said, I'll be back. You're welcome, Jackie. When it comes to live monetization, they brought up that are unacceptable. So I took a screenshot. Let me go to that real quick. There's some things that were unacceptable, and I wanted to make sure I said it. Um, you have to go to your doctors. Okay, friend. Let's see. So you have low quality content. So again, if you're a live stream, and keep this in mind, sometimes you're having poor internet issues, or maybe there's some Wi-Fi stuff going on. Maybe your audio on your phone is messed up, or you have poor lighting. TikTok says, well, that is a poor live stream, and they're only looking for quality live stream, so you can get in trouble because of your your live stream quality as well. All right. Um, oh, okay. You said be careful with your framing too. That is true. Yeah, the way my face is framed in this image, that's true. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that the AI is catching you. Because if you're off camera and you're silted and you're down here and you're trying to figure out and you're doing all this stuff, the AI can't necessarily get you. So you got to be careful, because you could get in trouble for not being low visual quality. Again, they're saying your stream is not a good quality. Hey, Tiny Stiletto, how are you, friend? Thank you so much. So be careful. Thank you. Said, oh, you said the eyes. Hi, friend. So be careful about what you're doing. So again, sound, like your phone could be jacked up. Your phone could be having issues, and you're like, oh, my phone audio. If they're hearing all the noise and static and crackling noises and stuff, you can mess up your stream that way. So they'll restrict you from many of these type of issues. So it's called the low quality content. Okay. That's the first one. The next one is fake engagement and gift baiting. All right. So you see that in those grow rooms where people are like, hey, such and such is on the pen here. And oh my gosh, we see him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And they're doing all that stuff. And the gifts are just coming in, coming in, coming in. And it's kind of that follow for follow type approach. TikTok's like, no, 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 you can't do that. And so thank you so much, Alana. Thank you so much, friend. So you want to be cognizant of going in those rooms. We've had people come in here and say their moderators have gotten in trouble for those rooms. Um, that obviously the individual has gotten suspended as well. So be mindful. It's it's actually a little disingenuous genuous because at the end of the day, TikTok wants people to engage in that way. They want you to do it. They get monetized, it's they're getting a percentage of that. So if they didn't want those rooms, they could stop that. They could stop it, you know? And so it's interesting because I'm like, well, you guys have the ability to stop that and not have those rooms actually be here, but they do. And a lot of our new creators that come in, you guys have been in those rooms. You start in those rooms. And so they see those rooms, they see how they operate. And if they wanted to really end that type of practice, they could. So that's telling me that you're not really trying to end it that fast. Um, but that particular restriction is called fake engagement and gift baiting. All right. So you got to be careful about that. The risky behavior is a new one. Thank you so much, friends who are coming in. I appreciate you all. Risky behavior. So you have people who are like doing some daredevil type stuff that you can't do on this app. They have maybe the chip challenges where the chip is super hot, the ghost pepper chip, and people eat that and they get sick and stuff. Can't do things like that in your live stream. They want the lives to be fun and engaging, and then they do have a whole vertical that they're running where it's called the challenge vertical, where people do these different challenges, but you can't do those type of challenges. So again, I don't want you guys to get in trouble, but I don't think this room is full of people who do a lot of challenges. But just keep in mind, you got to make sure whatever you're doing is kind of above board. It's not dangerous. It's something that is not risky behavior. All right. Um, the other one is shocking and graphic behavior. So again, not it's risky. You're flipping off buildings. You're doing some other stuff like that. That is shocking and graphic, depending on what could happen. So again, you got to be careful about those type of things you're doing too. How would they know if it was fake engagement or gifting? The speed of those gifts coming in. So it's typically it's just too rapid fire. So if you have a lot of those coming in, they'll suspend it for a period of time, the gifting ability. Yeah. Um, Mature behavior um, is another one. That mature behavior came in for, um, I think that one was relating to people who were, maybe drinking, doing some other stuff on the live stream, doing some vaping, that type of stuff. I think it was part of that. Somebody else correct me if I'm wrong. What was the mature behavior for? Obviously, if you're talking about something more adult in nature, maybe your behaviors and stuff. So I got to go back and look and see if there's some more under that context. But you just got to be careful about what you're doing. And the last one is divisive and misleading behavior. That's the misinformation. Those are the conspiracy theorists. Those are the ones that are talking maybe a little bit more about political views, religious views, those type of things. And they're saying, oh, this is how I think because this situation happened, or this is what's going on. Here's what you need to know. And again, that can come under integrity misinformation. All right. So you got to be careful about what you're saying too. Some of those rooms they do that because they're recognizing that they have a group of viewers that are really into how they're sharing what they perceive to be accurate information. So you got to be careful about what is misinformation and what is not true. And so that's what TikTok is saying. So they will restrict you for those type of conspiracy topics too. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I just want to make sure I went through all those things. I want to make sure if there's anything else. Sleep lives is poor quality lives. That's another one. You got to be careful with those. Effects, they're looking at getting rid of the gingerbread man. Again, those effects you cannot have on the entire live stream. You got to move things around so that it does not. You got to show yourself on the screen. You got to or at least show movement on the screen, show yourself, but you can't do it based on an effect only. That happens all the time. Conspiracy theories in politics, and I know, yeah. So again, they use the analogy of speeding, and not everyone's getting caught. But I think the way things are operating as of lately, there is going to be more people getting caught. Yeah. So be careful about what you're doing in your live stream. I don't want you guys to get in trouble. We were going over the community guidelines this particular live, so I don't want you guys to get in trouble based on what you're saying and doing in your live. But definitely be careful. All right. Um, Lastly, static image was the last thing that they talked about. The voice chats are getting flagged. So if you're doing voice chats, do not, hey Jamie Lee, do not turn off your microphone. If you turn off your microphone in a voice chat and then maybe just only play TikTok music, they will end that live because they don't see that as actual engagement. You're just playing music and you're not saying anything. And so your mic, if your mic is muted, you got to unmute your mic. You got to let the music come from maybe your sound microphone, where maybe it's coming from you're playing music or you're playing some other things. What's a voice chat? Voice chat. Hello, hey Liz, thank you so much. Jamie Lee, I see you, friend. Thank you for that daily heart mate. A voice chat is a feature. Thank you so much for the daily heart mate, friends. It's the feature where you're only doing an audio live. So all we hear is the sound. I don't know if you ever scrolled past one of those live. It's the little circle. So you have your face is in a circle as opposed to the regular multi-guest boxes. So they're circles. So that is the audio. Have you seen the new AI feature? Which one are you referring to, Jamie Lee? Are you talking about the AI boards, the AI wallpaper, the AI heart me? I've seen those three. What other feature? Let me know. Um, so is it like a podcast? It's like a podcast, or can it be used for a podcast? It probably could be used for a podcast. Yeah, I think the AI cast. I still haven't seen it yet. I've heard someone. I think I heard some content about it, but I didn't see it. Where's that? Where's it at? You said the TikTok C dance makes videos of you. I'm going to a webinar today. Is that the new multi guest dance feature? I'm going to a webinar about it today. I missed it last week. It was a webinar last week, and I missed it, and they had to sign up for it today. That's not it. I posted a video. I'll share it. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Share it. Yeah, there's a new feature they're talking about in the live stream about something to do with dancing. And I said, I'll attend it since I got invited to it. So I said, I figure I'll attend it so I can bring it here and talk about it with you all. This is very helpful information. You are welcome, friend. Can I come up for a minute? Sure. Let's see. Hold on one second, Jamie Lee. Let me flip my camera back. Why aren't you're not showing up? Hold on. Send a request. I don't see you. Okay, there we go. Let me change my boxes. I am. Hey, Frank. Okay. Why? Because it would make you.
And you can start simple, but you only get two a day, so use them wisely.
Oh, okay. So first one is a run through. The second one has to be the one you need that you're gonna go with.
I would say practice the prompt.
Okay. Okay.
Like I've like honed in. I'm gonna try one, and the thing is, they're only 12 seconds, so I have to be mindful of that. But I'm gonna try one about a video that I was gonna make, anyways, in a new Casey Affleck Gal Gadot film that they're doing completely in AI post production. It took 20 days to film. It's gonna take 30 months to actually put together. So I'm gonna try it on that and see if it works. We'll see. I don't know. I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So try the feature. See how you like it. Let me know
And
what
so
you
this
think.
is for the content side. It's not for the live stream. It's for the
No,
content.
it's for the content. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely for the content. But
Okay.
I think they're gonna push it hard. It looks like. I'm
Okay.
guessing
All right.
because they've implemented it in CapCut too. So, and I know like that when you do it in CapCut, I believe it's the paid version. Like you get a certain amount of credits. So, and here you get two free ones. So
Is this the one where I keep hearing seeing people dance? They're dancing to that song
it
about
could be. I don't know. I think that's just putting it in what do you call it? I think that's just where you put like face to animation, where you can just put your or picture to animation, where they can put you in and make you dance. But this is actually can create a video. Like it could be, you could recreate a scene of a film if you want to, or like I have myself running on the beach talking about AI, but it just came out horribly wrong because I gave it a crap prompt. So I'm gonna post it anyway because I feel like I just should like you need to work on your prompts if you're going to use this, but it's a cool feature.
so Soda said I think they want to use it for TikTok shop more than anything.
I'm
So
gonna try it on my other account and see if it can do something like I don't know, maybe. Well, they want to scan your face though, so it wouldn't be faceless. But yeah, I'm gonna try that actually today because I'll get two over here and then two over there. So I think I might try two videos. Hey there, Miss Jessie, what's going on? How you doing? Hello. All right, I'll let you go. I don't want to snag your day, but
no.
this I just wanted to let you know that is a new feature and it's pretty freaking cool. I think they're gonna push it hard.
Okay. 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 I'll try it. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, friends. Now that's helpful. I didn't know that was even out there. The content side is growing, you all. They have a lot of cool features in there. So the AI cast is it under the create also? Did I see it there? Maybe that's where I saw it at. I didn't ask Jamie that, but I feel like it was under the create section at the top banner for me. Maybe that's where I saw it and I didn't click it. I think I saw it there. I'll go back and look and see, but I'll take a look at it. Um, I did just get into you should put a pop up now when you go to create. Say that again. You should see a pop up now when you go to create. Okay, gotcha. I think I did. I think that's why I said I know I saw something. Yeah, create in shop. Oh, it's under shop. Maybe that's where I saw it. It's different. What is it? She's saying there's a new feature to create videos. You know, when you click your plus sign, toggle over to the create side, isn't it? And under there, I think AI cast is there. No, no, it's different. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Nice info. Totally new into TikTok and flying completely blind. You got this, friend Stacy. How are you? You are new. I'm gonna give you some homework. That's very interesting. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna give you some homework. You got to do a bio so we can know who you are and what you're all about. So put some words in your bio. Really quickly, let me recap because I was talking about community guidelines because I got a restriction yesterday, an age restriction, which is why I have on my Gen X shirt. This is my protest shirt. But with that, be mindful of what you're doing in the app and just make sure you're following the guidelines. And so we were talking about the live guidelines because they had a webinar on Tuesday that we attended. So we got some information there. You said, "What your age?" I was like, "I know I look good, but come on now, TikTok. I'm over 18." But no, I think it was the people. I tried to do a random battle yesterday. I was trying to do a random, and I think the person I got who randomly got selected for me, I think she was underage. So I think that was the problem. So you said He said, okay, young thing, I know. Over 18, under 21. Thank you. It's like, why am I getting this TikTok? So yes, so I have my protest shirt on, Gen Xer. I am a Gen Xer. And yes, and then I'll tell you since we have a few people in the room. So if you guys really want to know my age, I will be 50 in July. So again, definitely over 18. Definitely over 18. So TikTok quit playing. um, so with that, you said no way. Yeah, yeah. You said let's go. So TikTok's trying to play with me. Anyway, so thank you, friends. I appreciate that. So you said just published my course, 3 parts. Okay. Oh, you did. Okay. Okay. Yeah, keep us posted. Moonflower, keep us posted, friend. You look. You said you look good, girl. Thank you. You said you got good genes. You said no wonder TikTok carding you. My husband, he was teasing because I told him the story yesterday. He started to let his little grays grow into his goatee, and he said he went to the he was basically going to the store getting an adult beverage, and he said the lady didn't card him. He didn't get carded. He didn't get carded. He was like, I felt a certain way about that. I said, I think it's the grays. She said, there ain't no point in carding you, man. TikTok isn't carding me. TikTok isn't carding you. Isn't carding you. And she looks exactly the same in person too. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, it's not um approved yet. Okay, under review course of videos. Okay, thank you. Keep me posted. I want to see how that plays out. You're our first, so let us know how it goes. Um, but when I go live, I'm going to try it. Okay, perfect, awesome. He looks young. Sis. You said my hubby. Tell him to be happy. I know. I know. They always come to the beautiful ones first. Exactly. Well, look here, TikTok. Gen X here. Do not card me no more. I don't like the shenanigans. I did not like that at all. So I didn't know what was going to happen today. I was like, well, maybe I'm because they still haven't approved me, but I think the restriction was only for 10 minutes. So I could have came back, but I was like, well, let me see if this is going to get approved because it's still under review. I had to show my ID, I had to do my whole little face thing, all that stuff. So I don't know. You needs someone to come in to buy to see where they end up so I can direct the viewers through it. Okay. Um, if you have a backup, maybe have your backup get it so you can see how it works. That could be something you can do depending on what the price be at the price point. So you could probably have the backup try it. And that way you can monitor it. Um, hey, Alec, so really quickly, let me just say this. My newbies in the room, my newbies in the room, there's a few people who came in and said, I'm going live for the very first time. When you go live for the first time, you do actually have to do an age verification. So if you've never gone live before, it will ask you to do like a selfie with your ID. Sometimes they have the ability for you to do the selfie check as well, where it's like they'll scan your face and you just look on the camera and then they'll scan your face and that's kind of their verification of your age. Um, and then they also, you say, yep, love your t-shirt. I know. This is my protest shirt. That's what I tell people. I'm protesting for my age restriction I got yesterday. He said, almost a newbie. Almost a newbie. Okay. Thank you so much. He said they check for age lines. They do. I think they do. Um, and so, and I know about the scanning your face because the agency page, I did do that. I didn't show the ID. I just did a age verification that way because I just went live on that account for the first time about 10 days ago. It's been almost 2 weeks. Um, Dad, thanks for the response message about your agency. You're welcome, friend. You're so welcome. Yay. Hey, friend, how are you there? Um, so when it comes to so you do your age verification. I do have a video. I have it pinned. It's my second video where you could do a private live. So this is for my newbies who are super scared, or maybe you need to do some setup for your room and you're trying to figure out what space you want to go into. You want to connect your mic. You want to do a sound check. You could do what's called a private live. Now, that is an actual live. You are actually live, but You are inviting on a specific account, maybe a family member, somebody else, maybe your backup page. You're inviting them, and then that will allow you to go live, and nobody else knows you're live. You don't get all the people in your live. You're not pushed out because you're private. And so just keep that in mind. I don't tell you to do that forever. You just do it for your setup. You do it for maybe your nerves, just to figure out what it looks like on the screen. But you're not but you're not going to stay that way for your next few lives. You want to start getting people to come in your room. Let's see. They gave me 38. I'm far from that. You said they gave you 38. As far as your age, what you mean from TikTok? I'm going live after 3 or 4 more lessons. Too much information. You're so funny. It gets easier. It gets so easy. I tell you guys, honestly, you got to learn by doing. If you don't do it, you got to learn by doing. Hey, I just started selling online. It's my first time. Can you also support me by visiting my site? Glow, let's make sure you're engaging too. What are you promoting, friend? Let's know what you're talking about too. Invite a friend to give us advice as or use a backup in your private lives as a invite person. Yes, that's true. That'll be a little bit of a support person in your room. True, just need to be consistent. Yeah. Yeah, it gets easier. And again, learning by doing is going to be really important. Those first couple of lives, I tell you guys, play around with the effects, play around with the effects. That's totally fine. You see the wand. So you guys come in and say, how do you do the cheers, the laughter and stuff? There's a wand. I want you guys to click it. Is right here where you guys see the gift box. That is the wand for me. Okay. So that's where you guys see the gift box. All of these features, this whole bar, there's a whole thing down here. I want you to click all of them. So again, that first live, you got things to talk about. Okay, yes. PMP, she's not live yet, or she's about to be live, isn't she? She's live probably as we speak. Because I think she was gonna go live at noon. Um, so I'm gonna announce her in a second because I'll probably go by there and visit too. I got 10 more minutes. I'll be at 2 hours, so I'm exactly at 10 minutes down. Coach Jesse, you want to come up too? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring you up so you can announce your event for today and tomorrow. She's in a competition for TikTok. It's called it's the comedy. They call it the comedy vertical program, but essentially where their creators are getting coaching and support to get part of to get ongoing coaching and support for becoming a comedian here on the app. And so they're part of this comedy area for the app, as well as she gets to go to TikTok headquarters if she makes it through all the qualifiers that she has to get through. So I'm gonna have her come up and talk about that too, so that she can get support. All right. Where do you find the practice for live? Thought I heard something about it. So yeah. So Susan, on my video, if you go to my video, it's the second video pin. I have 3 videos pinned. It's the middle one. I want you to click that. It kind of walks you through rather quickly how to make it a private live. But right before you change the setting for who can watch your live, right above that is the practice mode. Practice mode is different. Practice mode is actually a 30-second practice. You'll get a pop up that says, do you want to go live or do you want to keep practicing? You can keep practicing. The only thing I tell people is that you don't get analytics for that. There's no live recording if you stay in the practice mode. When you do a private live, meaning that you switch who can see that live to a specific person, you're changing the setting because right now everyone defaults to everyone can see your live. You're going to change it to a specific account. Again, it could be your backup account, it could be a family member, whoever it is. Only they are invited to that live. So if I go to your profile, I don't see the red circle saying that you're live. I see a blue circle. So you're on the app. I don't know you're live. Okay. And so I can't enter that live unless you invited me as a specific account. And so I tell you to do that because you are live. That is 100% counted as a live stream. You want to make sure you stay on the camera so you don't get in trouble because you can get all the community guidelines I talked about fall into play. So you got to make sure you don't fall, you don't get in trouble because you did something that was against the community guidelines. Oh, how do you move it again? How do I move what again? Let me, maybe I missed something. Let's see. Take in notes, Grandma. Thank you so much. Thanks. You're welcome. Can you play with all the stuff in practice mode? No, that's another thing about practice mode. Practice mode doesn't give you all the features because you're not technically live. So you are, I don't know what all the features you don't get, but you don't get them all. So there's some things you won't see. And then when you start your live journey, TikTok says you have to do 3 separate days of going live. Um, for a total of those 3 days, for a total of 30 minutes. So theoretically, you could go 10 minutes one day, 10 minutes second day, 10 minutes the third day. However, I tell you, try to improve it, try to scaffold it up so that you are going live longer. So maybe 15, 20 minutes the first day, 20 to 30 minutes the third day, second day, 30 to maybe an hour the third day. So just kind of keep growing in your live journey. You want to get to the point where you're going live at least an hour. I tell people 61 minutes just to make sure it's over an hour. Okay. Um, how do we remove it again? How do we remove what? The blue circle? The blue circle is a circle that shows up on your profile when you are in the app. So if somebody goes to your page, you should see a blue circle because that means that you're active. You're on the app. Now I don't know where you're at. You could be in somebody's room. You could be in my room right now. People who come to your profile right now, they should see a blue circle. That means that you are actively on TikTok. Um, when it's a red circle, that red circle means that you are live. Live could be that you're in a panel, like when Jamie was up in my room just now. People who saw her profile, they saw a red circle because she was actually on live talking. She was in a panel box. When I'm a live host, when she's live, when whoever's a live host, we all see a red circle. Okay. You said so private it is. Yep, yep. So you just invite a specific account. So if someone is not available in practice mode, then how is that a practice? In practice mode, I don't know if you got a red circle around you. I think you might have a blue. I don't know if you're available at that point. You're not live. So you probably have a blue circle when you're in practice mode. Practice mode is a true mode. It says practice mode. Private is what I'm talking about. That's where who can watch your live. You're private because you are live. Yeah. Let me know if that made sense, Diamond. Um, and so age. PMP, you said age. Tell me more, friend. I missed something. I thought you were live. wait, wait. Oh, I thought she was going live now. Aren't you live? What just happened? I just tried to go live. Something is definitely wrong. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you got in trouble for age? I tried to go live. Something's definitely wrong. Oh, if all the features are not available in practice mode, then how is that a practice? Yeah, you don't get all the features. You get a quick run through, like, hey, let me see myself. Let me do it. Let me do a mic check. Let me look real quick, and then the screen pops up and says, "Are you ready to go live?" So you ain't practicing long, and then again, you can change it and go live. You can stay in practice mode. Yes, age restriction. So you got an age restriction just that quickly. So I can do practice live. Let me so what do you mean you got an age restriction? So they made you verify your ID and stuff? Interesting. Yeah. You didn't have to verify your identity before clicking to go live? Yes, they asked for my ID. In the beginning they do. The very first live, you're supposed to verify your identity. Oh, you know what? You might not have been in the room when I said that. Yeah, the very first live, yes, I had to do a verification. Yes. The very first live, you should be stopped. You won't be able to go live until you verify your ID, your identity. Yeah. And typically you can use your passport, you can use your driver's license. They may let you do a selfie. And I know for the agency page, I have went live there recently for the first time, and they let me do the selfie because I didn't want to run downstairs and get my wallet. So I was like, well, let me just do the selfie option, and I did that one. So yeah, for the first one, you got to do that ID check. I did both the selfie and ID. Yes, my violation yesterday. They made me do both. You're right. I had to do both yesterday. Um, you said I did a selfie too. Yeah. PMP, but try to go back now and see if it's approved because it. I thought it approves it pretty quickly for the first time. If you go back, you might be able to move forward with going live. Let me try again. Yeah, come back and let me know. Coach Jesse, you ready to come up? Let me know if there's any other questions about that. Coach Jesse, we're gonna promote PMP. She's doing her first live today. at noon, so she'll see if she can go live. Um, and so that'll be good if she can. Yes. All right. Hey, Charlene, how are you, friend? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the room. Hello. How are you?
Good. Hello, everybody. Um, I'm good. I am like on edge. Okay, I'm 7 days out, y'all, and I am on the edge. So please, my anxiety. Okay, I'm excited though. I'm excited about the whole thing. So as Doc already said, I'm part of the creative vertical comedy program slash campaign via TikTok. And so it's basically for aspiring comedians who wants to get some additional help that TikTok is actually giving. It is as a matter of fact, it is an awesome program because honestly, when I heard about everything that they give and share, and then some of the stuff they share in the Discord and all the things, you realize that wow, this is really information that probably comedians that have been doing this probably never even had, because they probably or had to pay extensive dollars amount for it, whatever. But the fact that TikTok is offering it and giving you the opportunity to connect with others and collaborate and all the things and go to headquarters, it's really a special program. And I appreciate even being a part of it. It's making me step into my second act of being brand new after 50. So Doc will meet me in the 50s in July, but I'm waiting for her now because I just got here in February. And you know what? I just got here in February, and I feel like even though it's just an age and it's a milestone, honestly, it feels different to me. I don't know what's happening, but it feels different now that I hit 50. Like it's only a day. Like yesterday was 49, today you're 50. What's the difference? I don't know, but I know there's a difference. Okay, and now I'm really walking and stepping into this freedom, and I did keep declaring 50 and free, the second act of being the brand new me. And I've been on a journey to 50 for 3 years. So I feel like now things are clicking, things are connecting, things are making sense. And I love it here, right? And I did talk to people that was 50 before me, and they were telling me stuff like that. And I'm like, ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, now that I'm here, I can definitely say something happens when that 50 comes. I don't know if it's because you half of 100. I'm not sure, but it's different. Okay, it feels good. Okay, but the program is I got three qualifiers in the program. The one was for you to do a TikTok workshop that they give, and everyone you had to hurry up and get in there because it was limited seating. I got in, I did it, so that's check mark. The other two qualifiers are 120 minutes live on TikTok. And that's all by April 30th, 11:59 p.m. my time zone central. And then
And
the
you've
other
done
two,
86 so far.
huh?
You've done 86 so far.
Ooh, look at me, 86, Queen. Let's go. And I'm gonna put in some more hours because the hours I'm already preparing for sleep May 1st, so I'm not worried about that. It's the second, it's that third qualifier, y'all, that's really got me going in circles, and that's at 200K diamonds. Now, funny Doc, something they said, I was like, they couldn't have looked at my March. They was like, they determined the 200K qualifier based on what I did the month prior. That was March, and I went on a beauty break.
Well, here's the thing. 200K probably was the minimum, unless you've heard somebody having less than 200. Anybody have less than
I
200?
didn't ask because it's individually, so I
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure 200K was probably the minimum that they had set for you all, because that's pretty much what makes you kind of a it takes you out of like the
The
rookie.
rookie.
Hmm. And
Puts you
so
down with the rookie in the program, huh?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So and that's what I was stressing, like with you all before that. Like a lot of y'all have been with the agency for months now. Many of y'all should have hit that 200K some time back. And that means that your lives, you need to think of creative ways to get engagement and do different things, because I think many people are just kind of coasting, and that does impact your visibility. Being able to have more people in your room and just being able to have more exposure, it does support that. So you really do need to balance, what does it mean to have higher engagement from your viewers, as well as making sure that you're hitting some of those milestones.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's what they did say, that they based it on which in your prior month, which was of course it was the March for me.
Mhm.
But so once those three qualifiers are met by that April 30th, you automatically get the VIP treatment style, whatever, to headquarters. Whether you just don't know which one, it will either be the New York or LA, and you get to get a one-on-one coaching for the comedy, and you get to be a part of the social club that they have. You get to collaborate with some of the other comedians, different things that just gives you access into, especially if you're stepping into a new career or a new, for me, it's a new zone. It's a whole new world, because I've never actually proclaimed to be a comedian. I just knew I know how to be funny. I know funny. I know I've gotten enough trouble enough to know I'm funny, because even the people, as I'm getting in trouble, they're laughing. They put me in the corner, but yet they're laughing because what I was doing was funny. But I still had to, go in the corner. But still, it's like now I'm walking into this new lane. I'm excited about the whole new thing, and now I just feel like, man, it's what I never even thought I needed or wanted. So it opened up a whole new mindset, a whole new world to me, and now I'm really tapping into something other people have said that I could never do, or that I would be deemed goofy, because at one point in my life, I still am, I was a woman with titles, and corporate America titles, as well as church titles and stuff like that. And it was just like those things didn't mix together. So now I'm walking into this thing, and I'm like, they actually picked me. What? I was surprised. Doc told me not to overthink it. Of course, I was overthinking it, but now I'm like, wait, I'm really like, wait, I can do this. I can do this. So I'm excited about doing it, and I'm in this new place. And plus, I love the fact that there's other people coming alongside me, being excited, joining me and supporting me, coming into the room, keeping me awake.
Yeah.
Because, baby, these hours is the hours. Okay? So, whatever you guys can do to come and check me out, support, keep me up. I appreciate it in advance. And we are having a major big battle tomorrow, is an agency battle. So I did follow her, and she followed me back.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I sent the message. She didn't respond yet, but I sent the message just to introduce myself and say I'm looking forward to our battle. So that did happen. I did see she have a lot of followers and stuff like that. So I'm excited about the agency battle. I do battles every night. Those are like random battles, like what Doc got.
Hmm.
I don't know. I know I've gotten some young people, and I hurry up and ran from them, but thank God I didn't get in trouble for it. But I hope I don't get no more of those tonight or moving forward. But tomorrow is a planned already agency battle, and it is at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which would be 9 p.m. for you Central. 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know the other zones. Okay, that's all I know.
So tonight you have a guest speaker, though. You have a singer.
I hadn't confirmed that I do have a guest speaker. I am doing my randoms tonight too, but I am supposed to have a guest speaker who's going to be singing. She's a real talent, like really, really. And I'm hoping she could still come, because I want to introduce different things during this moment in my room. I want to expose, us, especially a lot of new creators, to different things. We have played games. I'm also gonna do tomorrow a short comedy show before I do the battle. So that's how I'm labeling tomorrow. So tonight, hopefully, she comes. She'll sing. She'll entertain, and you're probably gonna cry. She sings gospel music, and I mean, like her voice is very anointed. But that's supposed to be tonight. I'm looking forward to that. Feel free to stop into the room if you're not connected. Get connected. Feel free to stop anytime you see the red light on, and just come and chill. But that's where I'm at. I'm looking to get to that next step. So one, I think it'll be a great thing, not just for me, but us as a community. As LYIA family, I would really love to see us there, and I would love to be able to represent us on this achievement. So yeah, it means a lot to me, and that's really it. So whatever you can do to support, and don't think I know the diamonds are very, very important. That's true, but also tapping, sharing,
Yeah.
engaging, all the things they do matter. So don't not come and be a part of support, because maybe you don't have any coins and stuff like that. Everything does matter, and I welcome your presence into the room as well.
All right, friend. So guys, what you're gonna end up having to do if you have not connected with Coach Jesse, what you're gonna do is click her photo, sorry, her name. You click her name, the gift box is going to pop up, but right in that gift box is her face again. It's at the top left side. Click her face, and it allows you to actually connect with her there. You can follow her because her mini profile is going to pop up. So I want you guys to connect with her so that you can get reminders. Click her bell. You can get reminders to come to her stream.
And you
If
can go register for the live event. I already did live events.
All right.
And I shared it out. I shared the live event out too. I shared it to you as well. We didn't do a what you call it, what is the thing called, a flyer, but I just shared it out and stuff like that, and I'll be sharing it out.
A flyer for tomorrow's battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I do have an AI twin. I don't know if I could figure that out, but if I do, I'll do one today.
Yeah, yeah. If you do that, send it to me and I'll share it in the group chat, share it, post it on my stories, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play around with it. That would be really cool
Mm-hmm.
if I can figure out how to do it.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll post it to my story too, and post it on the agency story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. This journey has been one that just in those amount of days have really shifted so much of my perspective, and it's stretching me as well. But I'm enjoying it. Like I feel like when there is something presented before you that you really really want, your mindset changes. You really try to push and give all that you got for it. Not that I haven't done that for other things,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like this feels a little different to me this time around, and it's a good thing because I feel different about going out for it and pushing for it. I'm doing things that have not quite done, and I'm stepping outside of myself, my comfort zone, all the things. So
Are
it
you
feels
doing a
different.
Are you doing a box battle on Saturday?
Yeah.
That's official.
I didn't get the time from her yet,
Mm.
and I missed her live yesterday, and I think she already went live, and so she'll be back. She comes back at 3 o'clock Central. So I'm gonna see if I can catch her there and ask her for the time. But I am doing that for her. She did put my name down
Okay.
already for Saturday.
Okay. She doesn't have any like PR out there, like marketing and stuff. Maybe it's out there on her like
I
story or
I'm gonna
something.
I'll go to her page and see,
Okay.
because she only told me in her live that she'll put my name down.
Okay. So she might have some marketing out there about it.
Yeah, I'll go look. I'll go look and see. And I know that the one of them she was talking about, oof, because it was like whoa. And then she also gives a gift too for the winner and stuff like that. So it'd be real nice if I can do good in that battle too. Like you
Hey,
never
Kat.
know. Hey, Cat.
Yeah. All right, friend. Well, we're rooting for you. We're gonna keep rooting for you. You got 7 days down. You got some ways to go, but you got this. You got this. Hey,
Yeah,
hey, it's
yeah.
possible.
It is. It is. I believe it, Doc. I'm telling you, I believe this. I feel it in my spirit really heavy. Like I feel like this was not by chance that it happened the way it did. I just feel like God wouldn't do it that way for me just to leave me. Like I really believe that. And and the other thing is, um, even as a believer, you talk about faith, and a lot of times, sometimes when we are comfortable, we don't really push on that faith that much. If you notice something you can do in your own reach, but it's when you know that God has to come through for this is when your faith is pressed,
Yeah,
and then it's like faith without works. So my job right now is to have
you
faith
gotta put the
and
work
to
in.
also do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing the work. I mean, I'm putting in the hours. I'm going to do all the different things. I'm out here, stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm going to people's lives. I'm connecting. If you look at things, even for me this month, it's like totally different from the whole time since I think I've been on the app.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It is.
Oh,
It
thanks,
is.
thanks,
It
Doc.
is.
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
It
Just,
is.
just say it, okay?
It
Yes,
is.
please.
It is. It is. It is.
Period.
You operating differently. You yeah.
You're like, girl, I ain't never seen you do this much. Okay. So yeah, it's cool though. I'm gonna,
Mm,
I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna keep going.
all right, you got this. All right, 7 days
Yes.
down. All right, Coach Jesse.
All
Thank you
right,
so much
guys.
for coming in. I appreciate you, friend.
Thank you.
All
All right,
right.
let me go to check on PNP, see what she up to.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Bye bye.
Okay.
All right. So PMP is actually somebody that's been supporting quite a bit. She has been going live. She's going live for the very first time. She hopefully she was able to go live. I didn't see her come back in. So hopefully she was able to do it and get live access. She had just tried it, an age restriction verification popped up. So she had to go through that. So if you do try to go live for the first time, you do have to do a age verification. You have to be 18 years and older to go live. So make sure you're of age. I was sharing. I'm wearing my protest shirt. Me protesting as a Gen Xer because TikTok gave me an age restriction yesterday. Like what? And so, but with that, just make sure you don't have minors on your live stream. So they can't be under 18 on a live stream. So keep that in mind. I was trying to do a random, um, a quick invite, that's what it's called, but where I was trying to do a quick invite battle. And with that, it did not, yeah, it did not allow me to do it. And apparently it ended my live because of the age. They said I had to do an age restriction and I had to verify my identity to make sure I was of age and all the things. So just know they are checking. They are checking. That seems to be very glitchy because I know I don't look that young. so so yeah, so it did pop up for me though. Thank you all for being here. I am gonna get off any minute. Let me know if there's any last minute questions. I appreciate you all joining. I've been on for 2 hours and 16 minutes. I'm gonna come back at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna go out and be visiting in these TikTok streets, but I'm gonna come back at 4 o'clock. Let me know if there's any last minute questions. If you guys do need support, you can always click my Service Plus here. You can click this, and this will allow you to get information on one-on-one consultations. I do coaching, and I also have an agency. I didn't talk about the agency as much, but I do have an agency that you can join. It's a free program here on TikTok. How do you get diamonds? RJ diamonds come from the live host side. So you got to be going live. And diamonds come from the gifting and engagement that happens from your viewers. Okay. And so then TikTok takes that diamond, they take out whatever cut they want that they're going to get for it, and then ultimately give you yours and monetize you based on that. So you get monetized based on how many diamonds you've gotten. Is that Eastern time? Yes, I am in Florida, so I go live twice a day, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern. I say 10 a.m. ish and 4 p.m. ish because I try to get here by 4:15, by 10:15. Typically, I start off on YouTube, and so yeah, he said, "Oh, thank you. Yes, okay, yeah, yeah. That's the process. Checking out PMP. Have a great day. Oh, thank you so much." Be elevated. I appreciate you, friend. See you at 4. Appreciate you, friends. Thank you all. So if you're in here still, go ahead and collect your points so you can level up in the room. Collect any points that you have. Like I said, I'll be back at 4 p.m., around 4 p.m., and we'll talk a little bit more about the go live process, okay? And says, Stacy, you said you're 8 and 2 Pacific time. So that's 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Pacific time. All right, friend. And Stacy, what do you do in your live stream? Oh, you got to get your bio. Wait a minute. Oh, you said that's 8 and 2. You're talking about me because you're not going live yet. So that's 8 o'clock for you and 2 o'clock for you when I go live. All right, gotcha. All right, friends. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you guys later. I'll be back again at 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. Take care and make sure. Oh, wait. I think 3 hours. It is 3 hours difference. Yeah, it is. So it's like 7 and 1. Is that, if I'm not mistaken, 7 and 1. Yeah. So 7 and 1 is the Pacific time zone. Yeah. All right, friends. Thank you so much. Claim your points. Yep, 7 and 1. Hey, eye imagery. You're going live again. Anybody else in the room going back live again? Luna, are you in here? Luna, I sent you a message too. I wonder if she got my message. She came in earlier. Um, she might not have gotten it. All right, that's totally fine. Okay, I'll have to message her afterwards. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. And all right, friends, thank you so much. Thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, all the gifting. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Remember, practice makes progress. You are not searching for perfection. You're just trying to go live. All right, friends? I appreciate all of you guys. I'll see you later. Bye bye. Thank you so much. See you guys later. Bye bye.